Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank both of you for being here and the great work that you're doing. I want to start off and really take just a second to thank you, Secretary Telle, for the support during the Dardanelle spillway failure that nearly forced Arkansas Nuclear One offline. The incident exposed real vulnerabilities, not just for navigation, but for our regional grid and the 1,800 megawatts of nuclear generation that rely on stable pool levels. So again, this really was a crisis, and Corps did an excellent job of stepping in and getting that done in a timely fashion. Secretary Telle, one of the things that concerns me, and I know it concerns both of you, is that Congress and our project sponsors continue to encounter inconsistent explanations between districts, divisions, and headquarters when it comes to project readiness and work plan prioritization. These inconsistencies slow projects and create confusion for local partners. Can you tell us about reforms that you're in the process of implementing to create a more transparent, uniform, and predictable process so that Congress and sponsors can understand how decisions are made and what is required to move a project forward?
Absolutely, Senator Boozman, and thank you for raising this point. One of the features of building infrastructure, not paperwork, has to do with harmonizing and making consistent the work that we do from district to district. We are very blessed that the Corps of Engineers is out in the communities of America. I believe the stat that I quote is that only 2% of our workforce is here in Washington, D.C. The other 98% is out in our communities. That's a blessing and a wonderful strength that we have. But it also means that we have to work doubly hard to make sure that we have consistency, that when a state like yours that's divided among multiple districts, and you have communities that border those districts, and one part of the community may have to deal with one district, another part may have to deal with the other. They ought to get the same customer service and the same level of support, the same level of transparency that they get from each district, whether they're in the Little Rock district or the Memphis district, for instance. And so this is something that I've been working on since I took this job. General Graham has been a great help to ensuring that we can have a consistent and coherent program across the enterprise, but we can't. I want to make very clear that this is not trying to centralize our work here in Washington. This is about empowering our commanders, taking some of the work off their plate that we can handle at the Washington, D.C. level so that they can get after the type of work that we've been describing here today.
Mr. Secretary, many permit applicants, including state and local governments and private developers, rely on the Corps for timely review of permits and consultations. Section 214 funding agreements have been successful in Arkansas, very successful, increasing capacity elsewhere in the Corps and expediting the permitting process for critical infrastructure projects. For example, the Arkansas Department of Transportation has been able to fund a liaison to the Corps, increasing coordination and advancing key infrastructure projects, fish and wildlife, same story. How do these agreements fit into your transformation of the Corps? What can we do in Congress to expand and improve these agreements where needed? And then also, is that part of the hiring freeze, or a hiring freeze now that's going on? Is that impacted? Because programs like this, to me, actually, seem the way they're working in Arkansas actually are able to expand your workforce, without cost to you, which is...
Senator Boozman, you are absolutely right, and this is a key part of building infrastructure, not paperwork. This committee has provided us with a myriad authorities. 214 is just one of them, 203, 204, 1043. These are authorities where this committee has given us the ability to do what you said. We have this huge demand for our work, whether it's in the infrastructure part of our work or in the permitting part of our work. We have this huge demand. And our districts have been incentivized in the past to hold all that work for themselves, to justify, in some cases, to justify their existence. We have capacity out there with our non-federal sponsors, with our state and local partners, with the private sector, where if a nation, we want to get after building infrastructure, not paperwork, we would be foolish to not take advantage of expertise and expand our capacity beyond just what we're able to deliver. And so building infrastructure, not paperwork, is all about leveraging our partners, and 214 is an example of that.
Very good. Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank both of you again for working so hard to get us moving in the right direction.
Madam Chairman, may I just want to touch on something that Senator Boozman's raised early in his statement. We had a situation in Dardanelle, Arkansas, last August, where one of the gates on the dam there got stuck in the up position. And I raised this because our folks there at the Little Rock District, for days couldn't get that gate back down. And water was rushing through the dam, and the pool behind the dam was going down. This didn't get much media attention, but Arkansas Nuclear 1, which powers much of the state of Arkansas, was within hours of having to shut down because the water behind that dam was getting to a low level. And it occurred to me when this happened and I heard about it that this really is a great illustrator of the vulnerabilities our critical infrastructure has from cyber. And because if a nefarious actor wanted to access our critical infrastructure, this is the type of effect they could have. And I'm really proud of our team in Branson, Missouri, which is looking after our critical infrastructure. I just wanted to point to the Dardanelle, Arkansas example as something that is a lesson for us all to learn as we think about our vulnerabilities.